Hello, hello. Um, I haven't ever actually recorded a video in a very, very long time, so we're gonna give this a shot. Um, we're gonna be going over my Rafa build. Um, so my Rafa build, quote unquote, isn't actually mine, obviously. This is a build that I use from a guy named Moxie. Um, I'm gonna go to his channel real quick, duplicate. This is what I built my character around. I liked his idea of gun a gun damage build that is a little different than most of the other builds that Rafa uses. Um and I love the cannons. As you see in his title, it's a 95% crit chance with no knife. Um so this is the blue tree that we're going to be using. It is +5 into Lost Horrors for ammo regen while our actual skill is active. We're gonna do +5 into the thrill for an extra 30% fire rate while our extra skill is active. +4 into gun handling. Now with this, I learned that your projectiles, the more gun handling you have, the slower your projectile speed is. Don't know why that is, but we have a slight fix to that later when I go over the red tree. We're going to also put 1 point into metal management. Whenever Rafa activates or re-triggers on an action skill, his gun consumes no ammo for duration. Duration 2 seconds. Basically, more unlimited ammo for us. Those are really the only choices we have in here. Everything else doesn't really help us for this build. Now, we're going to go over the bottom half of this tree. We're going to put 5 points into brain dump. Brain dump, each point is 15% critical hit chance, so we'll have 75% critical hit chance from this tree, if I remember correctly. We will then put 5 points into El Soldado, which will give us more gun damage. I think this one gives us 150% gun damage, if I remember correctly. Don't remember entirely. I just know we have an absurd amount of gun damage. Actually, at the end of this build, it says we only have 15%, but we have a lot more than 15%. I think that's still bugged. We're gonna have like 200 something ish percent, maybe 300% gun damage. I'm gonna put 5 points into deadline. With deadline, we're gonna get an extra 15% fire rate and reload speed. So we're gonna be firing absurdly fast in this build. Now, that's it for the blue tree. We're gonna head on over to the red tree. You should be able to mix and match this, but I put 5 points into shield barriest. This gives shield recharge rate +40% and shield recharge delay +40%. So we're also gonna be having an obscene amount of shield. Our shield should almost always be up with these 5 points. We're gonna then put 5 points into Juerga. I don't know if that's right. Whenever Rafa critically hits an enemy, action skill duration is restored. This is to try and keep it up as long as possible for us to be doing insane damage. You can then, if you are mobbing, I'm pretty sure you can use Instinto, but you won't have like as much unlimited ammo. Or whenever you're bossing, it is definitely preferred that you do Bullet Buddy. Bullet Buddy is insane. Once you press this is your overdrive skill. Your overdrive, you will have unlimited ammo for 8 seconds, which I will show you how obscene it is. Next will be Resiliencia. We're going to put our last 4 points into there. That's going to give a 25% damage reduction on top of that. So on UVH5, we're going to have so much health and damage reduction. We're basically almost unkillable. Now, if you see, I have 5 points into Tamaro as well, and 1 point into Soldado. This is based off my Dancer action, my Dancer class mod. Overdrive bonuses are increased by 100% whenever Rafa's action skill ends. And so, with this mod, we basically have a stupid amount of damage. I got lucky and got a god roll of this. Basically, you just want the Saltado, no matter what. You want Saltado to get the double of overall of all of our overdrive skills, which we have a lot of, and it doubles that. Now, this is that fix that I was talking about earlier in that blue tree with that handling and it's slowing down the projectile speed. Tamario, at the most points you get into that, -5 gun handling per second. So we will be counteract that gun handling, so we won't have that much gun handling, so that it will, slow our bullets down. It has happened. I've seen it. It's annoying. But this is an extra 50% gun damage. Now, we're going to go to the weapons you can use. You can basically use whatever gun you want. These are what I have equipped are my preferred. But I have so many guns here that I'm going to be trying. Like, I'm going to try the Bonnie and Clyde here soon. I just got these. I'm going to try more of the Katagawa. It works. It's not that great. The GMR is a fantastic gun to use in this build. It says when aiming, you have a slower fire rate. Not really. When you have the extra skill and everything else going along with it, it fires extremely fast. And you want the Jacobs roll for more mobbing. But my beauty in this build, the ceramic bod with sticky magazine, Hyperion, it doesn't really matter, and the secondary fire consumes SMG ammo. This gun does more damage than any of the other guns that I'm going to show you on this list. For what reason, I don't entirely know. I'm going to look into it some more. Moxie probably has a video on it. I learn a lot of what I do in this game build-wise from Moxie. Moxie's an extremely smart person and makes extremely good content. But the Kaiozen and the ceramic bod are my two favorite guns to boss with because of the sticky mag. I like SMGs, so I'll use the Kaiozen every once in a while, but the ceramic bod just does it way better. And I'm going to show you that here soon. I got lucky and watched the Twitch drops in Moxie's Discord. I got a drop from these guys in there that had an extra one. It rolled with Jacobs in COV. So this gun is absurd for bossing or mobbing. More mobbing than bossing. But it's really good. Really fun gun to use. Almost crashed my game with it a couple times because of the projectiles, but super fun. It's basically a kickballer, but better to me, personally. Now, I do have a crit knife. You don't need it. You can use whatever ordnance you want. I use it for high caliber. You could use it for Deadeye. Either way, you want to have 3 in Deadeye and 2 in high caliber. And you want the triple bypass for your specialization, which I'll go over here in a minute. You want it's because of the 3 charges. Again, the roll doesn't matter. You'll use it for your malware and for your 3 charges to get your action skill back, because we don't have any cooldown reduction on that. Again, I went over the dancer. We're going to use that. I put Deadeye on mine. You can put high caliber or Deadeye on it. And the shield, we're going to use the Super Soldier. The Super Soldier does 25% fire rate, 25% movement speed, and ammo regen for when our active skill is not up. Either way, it's a really good shield, and it does really good. I think we might be able to exchange it for Wads for Dinner, but again, you'll see that it doesn't really matter if we have the Wads for Dinner for that extra shock damage because of the ceramic bod and the stickies and all of the unlimited ammo. Now, at this moment in time, we are at 75% critical hit chance for the build. So, where we get that extra 20% will be from our enhancement. The enhancement, the Jacobs enhancement, I got lucky and got the Blighting Quinton, which I get an extra ricochet chance, and 20% critical Pierce it. Guns with Jacob's license parts have a 20% chance to grant a critical hit. So, I do absurd amounts of damage with 95% critical hit chance. I still need to see if I can get this to roll Jacobs. That'll be sick. But that's it. That's good. Again, 1 Deadeye, 3 Deadeye, 2 high caliber. With 3 Deadeye, we'll get 30% accuracy, 25% extra critical hit damage, and for every critical hit chance, 15% critical hit damage. Every critical hit grants 15% critical hit damage per stack, up to 15%. Which, if I do quick maths, times 5 is an extra 70%, 75% critical hit damage. Again, this build is insane. It's so good. You do so much damage. Now, we have high caliber for 2 reasons. The projectile speed, for 25% more projectile speed, so we'll get our bullets to target faster because of that handling issue we were talking about earlier, which I hope they fix. And we want 2 for that gun damage is increased by 10%. This isn't like the other gun damages. This is a multiplicative one. So it does 10% to all of our gun damage, the 10% to our other skills, everything. So again, we do a lot of damage with this. Now, let's go and test this out for you real quick. I'm going to show you the bod first. The bod is my favorite gun to boss with. It's so good. I had it in the wrong mode. This is a sloppy kill, but as you see, all you see is a critical hit damage, and I didn't throw a knife. It just does a lot of damage. And again, this is like the best gun for your boss. If you don't get it, and you somehow find a gun with a Vladoff with torque stickies on it, it'll be great if it has the Jacob license part. Also great if you have a taser on it. That is also going to be great. I'll show you this gun now. This purple off the ground. It's got really good rolls, but this is why almost all the guns are actually like viable in this build, but more are better than others for bossing. That was good. See, it just, the bosses don't stand a chance. Next up will be our KOs, and my personal favorite, because if you get this to drop, it drops with a 2x multiplier. So each time you shoot, you're shooting 2 bullets. So you're basically shooting an obscene amount of bullets per second. Damn damage doesn't really matter. Weapon free. Just melted. Now, if you are trying to farm this gun currently, this Vol boss, it's the one that drops the KOs in. It can roll at a highest damage point of 700. Also, you want it to roll with, if you see, Torgue license, sticky magazine, fire sticky grip, gyro jets, blah blah blah. That 2%, you want it to be 4%. That is the best. I have another KOs in with a 4% each, but the damage roll is much lower. Again, really good gun for this build. Now, if you are looking to get ceramic bod, I'm gonna do a quick little cut and I'm gonna go show you where that is. All right, we're back. I forgot to go over the specialization for this build, so we'll do that real quick. And then I'm gonna show you where this boss is to get your ceramic bod. So we're gonna put 10 points into sharpshooter and 10 points into runner because we're trying to unlock Daredevil. From Daredevil, we're gonna put 10 points into there so we can have I am gun and now with caffeine. This is why we need the triple bypass, because we don't have any cooldown reduction on the build and the skill tree, so we're gonna get it from our specialization. Action skill for cooldown reduction 25%. Reduces action skill cooldown whenever a rep kit is activated. We have 3 charges of our rep kit, so we go down by 75%, making it almost like immediately cooldown all the time, which is how we keep it up. Next, I'm gonna get I am gun. Action skill damage 50% of increases to gun damage. This means our action skill, our cannons are gonna do a lot of damage just like us. Next, the 10 points in a sharpshooter, we're gonna grab in the zone. While aiming, the Vault Hunter gains increased gun damage and critical hit damage per second. Bonuses are lost after 2 seconds of not aiming. We will get 25% extra gun damage and 25% extra critical hit damage. That's also a lot more damage. I know I'm talking about damage a lot, but it's a lot of damage. Next, we're going to put 20 points into Brute. Brute is where we're going to get a lot of our gun damage from. From the tree, we get 15.21% extra gun damage. We're going to skip these 2 nodes and go to the Riddle You This. Whenever the Vault Hunter deals gun damage, gain a stack of Riddle You This, increasing gun damage. Stacks are lost if a new stack has not been gained for a duration. Gun damage per stack, 1%. Maximum stacks 50. That means we're going to get an extra 50% gun damage. The duration is 6 seconds before you start losing stacks. It is a lot in here. I put 20 points into Killer just so I have extra critical hit damage and critical hit status effect. I haven't tested this out yet, but I think I may, once I get 20 points into Survivor, I'm going to try that and see if that is better than in the zone, because it is 25% gun damage and 25% critical hit damage, but that's only if you are aiming down sights. It depends on if you aim down sight a lot or not. But I'm going to try and get over here and get the damage dealt 30% when full for the shield, whichever health is higher. You will almost always have a full shield. Almost always. So that's why I'm going to try this and see if I get more consistent damage with this over the aim down sight. Because honestly, sometimes I don't really like aim down sights. It helps, but I sometimes don't like it. Now, to show you where to get the ceramic bod, or the bod in general, for your Vex build, your Harlow build, your Amon builds, whatever gun build you want to use it for. It's a really good gun for almost all builds. To get that, we are going to come over here into the Dominion, or right, the Dominion. It'll be right when you enter the Dominion for the first time in the story. You go to the Final Defiance fast travel station. Here, we'll go down the ramp, take a left, and then go down the hole in the wall and then into the auger mine. After you've done that, you will unlock the Axle Mall farm. Now we're just gonna kill him, and this is how we're gonna get our ceramic bod. If you're doing Vex's Bloodshot build, you want the sniper roll. But yeah, we were hitting for 210,000 per stick. This is how you get your bod. I appreciate y'all watching the video. This is the first time I've made a Borderlands video or a video like this, so give me some comments on how I can improve it, if I need to shorten things or whatnot. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one. Have a good day. Peace.